Louis and the Veiled Stranger. There was once a man named Louis. Though he and his wife, Daisy, lived in poverty, their love made life feel rich. Their tiny home was worn and humble, but laughter always filled its rooms. Every night, as they sat close, under a thin blanket, Daisy would smile and say,
So what if we're poor? As long as we're together, we have everything we need.
and Louis would hold her hand a little tighter, believing it with all his heart. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. One day, Louise won the lottery. In an instant, their lives changed. Overnight, they became wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. They danced around the house, giddy, crying and laughing in disbelief.
We can finally see the world.
A big house, a car, we can have everything.
That night, they celebrated like two kids who had never known sorrow. They drank, laughed, and dreamed of the future until their cheeks ached from smiling. But joy can be cruelly short-lived. On their way home, under the hazy glow of streetlights, their car skidded on a wet road. In a heartbeat, everything shattered. When Louise came to, broken and bloody, Daisy was gone. She lay motionless beside him, her hand still reaching for his. She never made it home. From that moment, Louise's world turned grey. He spiraled into a pit of grief that swallowed him whole. Every night, he drowned himself in alcohol, numbing the hollow ache in his chest. Their big house felt like an empty shell. Daisy's clothes still hung in the closet. Her favorite mug sat on the counter. Everywhere Louise looked, memories clawed at him, reminding him of what he had lost. He often caught himself whispering into the silence,
So what if we're poor? As long as we're together.
but Daisy never answered. As weeks blurred into months, a darkness bloomed inside him. One thought echoed louder with each passing day. Maybe it was time to join her. On a cold, rainy night, half drunk and shaking, Louise stumbled through empty streets. He was looking for a way out. Rat poison. That's what he'd decided on. But as he staggered into a deserted alley, he noticed something strange. An old convenience store stood there, glowing faintly as if waiting for him. Its wooden sign was cracked and faded, the letters barely legible. A rusty iron bell hung from the doorframe, swaying gently in the wind, its creak sending a chill down Louise's spine. He pushed open the door. It groaned in protest. Inside, the shelves were covered in dust, lined with strange, forgotten things. And then he saw it. In the far corner of the shop sat a doll, dressed in Daisy's favorite white dress. Its head was bowed slightly, long dark hair cascading over its shoulders, hands folded gently on its lap. And the face, Louise's breath caught in his throat. It was her. The delicate features, the soft curve of her lips. It was Daisy. For a moment, he believed she had returned to him.
Do you like her?
The voice was soft, but it sank into his bones. Louise turned slowly. Behind him stood a boy, no older than 10. His eyes were vast, dark voids that seemed to pull in all the light. He smiled faintly, but it wasn't the smile of a child.
Take her home. She can be with you again.
Louise's hands trembled as he reached for it.
But there are two rules, you must never break them.
Louise barely breathed.
First, she must always wear a mask. Never lift it. Second, no one else can know she exists. If you break these rules,
The boy's dark gaze pierced through Louise.
you will regret it.
But Louise didn't care. His heart screamed louder than reason. The moment he cradled the doll in his arms, warmth flooded his chest. It was Daisy. He was sure of it. At home, with shaking hands, he placed the mask over her face as instructed. That night, for the first time since Daisy died, he slept without the burn of whiskey in his throat. The next morning she was gone. Panic surged through him until he heard the sound of cooking in the kitchen. He found her there, wearing an apron, humming softly as she stirred a pan. She turned to him with Daisy's gentle eyes and smiled.
Good morning. Go brush your teeth. Breakfast is almost ready.
Her voice was hers, her movements the same. She remembered their favorite meals, their private jokes, the way he liked his coffee. It was like she had never left. Louisa's heart swelled. Days passed in bliss. They cooked together, watched movies, played video games. She laughed like Daisy. She held him like Daisy. He cherished her more than ever before. They were in love. But deep inside, one question gnawed at him. What was beneath the mask? 1 year later, curiosity became unbearable. One quiet night, while she slept peacefully beside him, Louisa's fingers twitched. His heart thundered in his chest as he reached for the veil, slowly, carefully. He lifted it. What lay beneath was not the face he loved. It was a grotesque mouth, torn open from cheek to cheek, stretching wider than any human should. Inside, thousands of translucent insects writhed, crawling between jagged, broken teeth. Louise froze, horror swallowing his scream. Then it ripped free, raw and desperate. She opened her eyes slowly, and in them was heartbreak.
Why did you break your promise?
She wasn't human. She had never been.
I'm from another world, another planet. I feed on love, and I love you. I know you love me too.
She had truly loved him. She wanted to stay with him. But now he recoiled. His face twisted with fear and revulsion.
Stay away from me.
Her eyes filled with sorrow.
I love you.
Her body began to melt as she lost the love of the man she cherished, her form losing shape as thick black liquid spread across the floor. Her last gaze was full of loneliness. And then she was gone. Louise collapsed. When he woke, the house was cold and empty. His heart was hollow. He had lost Daisy all over again. Desperate, he ran back to the alley. But the shop had vanished. Only an overgrown lot remained. Wild grass hiding a broken sign that lay cracked in the dirt. Louise dropped to his knees, staring into nothing, the wind howling around him. He thought of Daisy's last look, the disappointment, the sadness, and it broke him. From then on, Louise lived in silence, alone. Regret gnawed at him every day until the end of his lonely life. Thank you for watching. Our channel needs your support to sustain. If you like my stories, please subscribe and like.